Hello students, welcome to LSAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the recent outbreak of Marburg virus that we have seen in the African continent, especially in the Rwanda. So, how deadly is the Marburg virus, and every detail related to this virus we will try to understand in this video. So, first of all, to give you the brief context of this particular topic, the deadly Marburg virus, it could overwhelm Rwanda's fragile healthcare system. That is a concern that has been noted by the both World Health Organization as well as the government of Rwanda as well. Since the East African country reported the first Marburg case last month, at least 46 individuals have already been infected and 12 deaths related to the virus has been reported here. About 80% of the infections are observed around the medical workers, and for nation with only 1500 doctors to cater to a population of over 30 million, the outbreak threatens to significantly strain the healthcare system. So, basically what we can say is that not only Africa, but other nearby countries of Africa also basically are prone to such kind of viral outbreak. Now, if you look at the origin of MVD, that is Marburg virus, so it began somewhere in the year 1967 in the Belgrade, which is the capital of Serbia, a country in the Balkan region of Europe, and then further cases were reported from the 1967 Marburg region, Germany, that is why it is called as Marburg virus, and also in the Frankfurt in the same year. That means virus originated somewhere, we can say, in the European continent. That is the first history or first trace we can make from here. Then if we talk about the earlier cases before the current outbreak of Rwanda, we can see then in year 1975 we have the outbreak in the South Africa. Then we have in 1980s, 1987 outbreak in the Kenya. Then similarly in the early 2000, 2005, 7, 12, we can see the entire countries along the East and the Central Africa got affected or by the viral spread or epidemic. Then most recently, before the Rwanda outbreak, we have the outbreak that has happened in 2021 in the small country along the western coast of Africa, that is Guinea, and then in the Asante region of the Ghana also in 2022, we have seen the outbreak of this particular virus. Now let us try to understand about this virus in more detail. So the virus, that is Marburg virus, belongs to a family of virus that is called as Filoviridae. Now, filoviridae basically refers to the viral hemorrhagic fever, and as clear from the name itself, it is basically causing a high temperature, soaring of high temperature in the body, as well as can result into the brain hemorrhage as well. Now, Uganda imported African green monkeys or their tissues is believed to be the main reason how the virus has spread it out, and basically it is transmitted to the primates. Primates basically means the apes, monkeys and even humans, from the bats, which are considered natural hosts of the virus. So that we can understand, a lot of diseases are there, not only Marburg virus, but other diseases that spread at very fast rate comes from the bat, which is considered as the host or reservoir of large number of diseases. So Marburg belongs to such kind of disease. Now talk about the spread of infection. It spreads amongst human via direct contact with the bodily fluids of infected bats or surfaces contaminated with the fluids like bed sheets and cloth. Disease can also spread during the burial ceremonies that is held for the people who are dying from the same viruses if there is a direct contact with the body of the deceased. So this is the way how the virus spreads, first from the bats, and then from bats it's come to the human or any kind of primates, and then by eating or consuming any of these primates such as monkeys and apes, basically monkeys we can say, and the bats also can lead to the development of such viral disease. Now, how deadly is infection? If we try to understand, as per the research conducted by WHO, it is believed that the incubation period of this virus is between 2 to 21 days, and average fatality rate is very, very high, that is 50%. That means if you have got infected with this virus, there is a 50% chance that you might end losing your life. The major symptoms of this disease is a high fever, severe headache, as well as general discomfort in the overall body and the malaise kind of feeling. Death often occurs 8 or 9 days after the onset of these particular symptoms and usually preceded by severe blood loss as well as shock. So, if we try to understand now about the way how we can treat these viral epidemics or spread of virus. So, first of all we have to understand there is no authorized vaccine or drugs that has been especially made for the Marburg virus. However, recently Institute of United States of America has put a trial vaccine, and this vaccine also has been distributed in Rwanda to see and look at its efficacy. Then apart from that, since the virus or the viral outbreak leads to loss of lot of bodily fluids, rehydration with the oral solutions or intravenous fluid is immediately required. And apart from that, the treatment of specific symptoms can also improve the chances of survivals. For example, the treatment of the body pain, treatment of the headache and the fever as well. So, these are some ways how the doctors across the Africa are trying to treat this disease. However, you have to understand that Africa and Asia, despite the virus originating from Europe, Africa and Asian continents are considered as a hotspot for the disease outbreak, especially the viral disease outbreak associated with the animals. So, what is the reason behind this? So, now if you look at this both continent, first of all, due to the temperature that these continents have, as they lie in the equatorial and tropical zone, the people here have very high probability of contact with animals, because the animal biodiversity in both equatorial rainforest and tropical rainforest is very high. Now, these continents are undergoing dramatic transformative changes, whether it is in the weather patterns, whether it is in climatic patterns, or whether it is in the development, where the animals and the forests are continuously being undergoing extinction and endangerment on the expense of what they can say is increase in the human settlement. So, due to this region, there has been a continuous contact between the animals and humans, and here also you will find the dense forest, and here the culture of consuming wildlife is something that is prevalent both in Africa as well as in the Asian countries such as Vietnam, China, you have then Indonesia and all this, both for food as well as for traditional medicines. So, as we have discussed, the virus can easily spread from the bat to other animals, and by consuming the meat of these animals, it can then easily be transmitted to the humans as well. So, such kind of transmission of the disease is what we call as zoonotic disease. So, in one way we can say that Marburg virus also, or the Marburg viral disease, is also an example of zoonotic disease. So, that is how we can understand that why both these continents are hotspot for such kind of disease outbreak. Now, in conclusion, what we can write is the way how we can tackle this problem. So, the solution that has been offered here is what is referred as One Health approach. One Health approach basically is a concept that says that we should treat all the three things, that is the human health, environmental health and the animal health together. We have to, rather than looking at each of these separately or in silo, we have to understand this all together, because all of these are linked together, as the pandemic has clearly shown to us. In this context, the statement that was given by the WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus, he has stated that we cannot protect human health without considering the impact of human activities that disrupts the ecosystem, encroach on the habitats and further drive climate changes. It is mainly because of these human actions, the prevalence and the outbreak of such viral diseases is something that we are seeing at more frequent level. So, that is how first we need to, these are something that we can incorporate as our long term solution in preventing such kind of viral diseases, obviously apart from basically treating the disease outbreak in the present context. That is all about this particular video. I hope you understood overall about the Marburg viral disease and why it has been making the headlines. Thank you very much.